Hi, it's Cindy herself, and welcome to my YouTube channel. Well, today we're going to talk about how to light up yourself if you're trying to create a YouTube video or a typical normal talking head video for your TikTok or your social media account on Instagram. Now, first off, before we bounce into lighting, I would like to remind you of a video that I created and I've posted already. It's about how to light up yourself while creating a fashion video, like to record yourself full from your head to toe. I really dived in and explained more about lighting. So before you watch this, I would urge you to go to that video to watch, or it's probably showing somewhere on the screen right now as I'm talking. Click on it, watch it, then you come back to this video. Create a talking head video, a YouTube video. This is basically what you need. A backdrop. It could be plain, it could be fancy. It doesn't really matter. So, but for this lesson, we are using a plain backdrop. And then, of course, you need lights, a tripod, and a microphone. Yes, a microphone that works with your phone. There are lots of it in the market. Now, talking about backdrops, there are all sorts of backdrops out there. There's the high-end backdrop, there's the more affordable one. So it depends on how much you have in your account or what your budget is, then you would know which to go for. So first off, we have this one. It's seamless paper backdrop. It comes in two sizes. We have the 4 feet and then we have the 9 feet size. So this is the 9 feet size. You see how long and wide it is. It comes in different colors and it is basically paper. You can see it can tear. It is basically paper, but it lasts a really long time. And to hang this seamless paper roll, it has weight. To hang it, you would need a backdrop stand, a very, very strong backdrop stand. Besides being on YouTube to show you how things work to create content, I also sell these content tools. I sell LED lights, I sell panel lights, I sell all of them. You can check me out on Instagram at Simbi_props or Simbi Props. There are 2 pages. Now, you can get this backdrop stand from Simbi Props. You can get this backdrop seamless paper roll from Simbi Props. This backdrop and backdrop stand may be expensive for you, so you probably may be thinking of alternative to use because you're just starting out content creation. So another kind of backdrop that I would recommend is this PVC backdrop. This is it. It is not as wide as this. It is not as long as the seamless paper roll, but it still does the job as long as it is talking head video you want to create. How do you hang the PVC backdrop? You could hang the PVC backdrop on a cheaper form of backdrop stand. It's also available at CB Props on Instagram on a cheaper form of backdrop stand, or you could just tape it against a wall and then film against that wall. You could use paper tape, masking tape. It has to be a strong tape to hold it because the PVC is not paper. It is more like a flexible plastic material. So PVC also comes in different colors. We have pink, green, yellow, black, blue, whatever. So let's move on to how to light up yourself while creating a talking head video. So this is the setup right here. And I need to remind you again, you need to watch the previous video that I have posted talking about lighting up yourself to create a fashion video. There you would understand in depth what kinds of light to use, how to use them, how many you need. Now for the talking head video, she's literally sitting on a chair with a table in front of her. You could have a table. It doesn't matter if you want a table. If you don't want a table, that's fine. As long as you're sitting and you just want to film yourself from your chest upward or from your waist upward. Now, I have 3 lights positioned. Remember what I said about the 3 key lighting. I always follow that guide. And if I don't get results out of the 3-point lighting that I use, it's okay to add more lights. It's okay. Feel free to experiment. If I say you should use 3 lights, it doesn't mean you are bound to use 3 lights. And I also mentioned that The first two lights are important. The third light is optional, but it helps. It adds, it lights up the place, and of course, it makes it different as well. So let's talk about the first light, which is our key light. Unlike the fashion video that we did the setup for talking head video or YouTube videos, it is important to turn off the lights in the room. They are called ambience lights. And the reason for that is they sort of add some funny reflections to your video, and it just makes your video awkward. So the first thing that we are going to do is to turn off the lights in the room. Good. Now we have our subject seated, and then we need to turn on the lights. So the first light we will turn on is the key light, which is literally in front of her, on the side, facing her from the top. And then I turn it on. So that's that. It looks good. It casts a shadow on the other side. It's fine, but we can make it better. I did mention in the fashion video how to position your tripod to film yourself head to toe. But in terms of the talking head video, there's really no manual or no trick. Just position it to film yourself halfway. So here I just place the tripod close to her, and I could just see what's going on. I can still move further if I don't want the table to show, if I want only her face to show, and I could zoom in as well. Feel free to zoom in on your videos. Unlike in the olden days, whereby the phones that we have do not hold picture quality as you zoom in on your subject. But you can see that as I zoom in, it looks better, and I had to leave some space at the top. The reason why I do leave space at the top is for me to write captions on my videos if I have anything to say about the video. So I try as much as possible to leave some space at the top. And another thing I need to mention, do you notice these lines on my screen? They're called grid lines. So you need to make sure that the subject that you're filming, which is you or someone else, has to be in the middle of the grid lines. And to turn on your grid lines, you just go to the settings of your camera. You'll see grid lines, literally. There's no any other name for it. Grid lines, grid. And then you turn it on in the settings of your phone. So moving forward, we need to turn on the second light. You can see where I positioned it. I didn't position it in front of her like the way we did in the fashion video. I strategically put it slightly behind her to act as a rim light. So it lights her up from the side here. And that gives a very cool and, would I use the word, dramatic effect for your video. So it doesn't make your video flat. Yes, it doesn't make your video flat. And then let's turn it on. So this is what you get. If you look at the side of her face, I didn't position it well. This is how it's supposed to be. So she's lit from the back to the front. The key light is lit from the front to the back. And it's fine. It's good. It's beautiful. She can start shooting a video this way. It's fine. It's admirable. But if we want to take it a step further to separate her from the background and make the background a little bit lit, so we can actually feel the true color of the background, because we're using a pink backdrop and it's not so obvious in this video, we would need to turn on the backlights that I placed behind her. And the backlights is a LED light, a LED 600 lights, but it has other colors. So it's a LED 600 RGB. This rim light is a LED light as well, is a hard light, while the key light is a soft light. I mentioned and explained all of these things in the how to light up yourself to create a fashion video that I created. So go back to my page, my channel, to search for that video and watch it. There, you would fully understand what is going on here. So now I'm going to turn on the backlight. So now the backlight is the backlight. It is not to be seen at all. but the reflection would show on the background. You're shining the backlight to the background, not the subject. So it separates her from the background. And then you can see. So make sure that your backlight is as lit as possible to be able to shine on the backdrop. Now, feel free to decide on what color you want your backlight to be. It could be white, it could be warm, it could be yellow, it could be green, red, pink, blue. Whatever color you choose your backlight to be is fine. As long as you look lit, well lit, and your face is defined. Now, sometimes when you use your LED lights to film a talking head video, the LED lights could be too bright. Feel free to reduce the brightness. It depends on the mood you're trying to communicate in your videos. That's why sometimes when you watch some talking head videos on social media, they are not as bright as what we've just set up. Some of them are well toned down, and it may be in the editing, or it may be just as the way they put the brightness of their lights. And before I forget, you need to give yourself some space. Your subject, you, and the background has to have a space in between. If not, that defined look that you're looking for, that glamorous, depth that you want, you probably will be hard for you to achieve that. So give yourself space, you and your backdrop. If there is a backlight or not, always give yourself space between yourself and the background. So that's that about lighting yourself up to create a YouTube video or a talking head video. And I hope you've learned a lot from this, from the previous one on how to create a full shot of yourself, to light up yourself to create a fashion video, and of course this one. And the next video, who knows what the next video will be. So watch out, and please don't forget to leave your comments and tell me what I should talk about, what I should teach you. And it really, really does help. I do see your comments. Thank you so much. And of course, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. It really means a lot to me. Thank you. Bye.